Good morning from Faith Equestrian. We're out here in Guyton, and today's show is all about the business of horses and therapy. And Bonnie is the founder. She's been doing this for 11 years. They ride horses. Tell us more about how that works.
Well, therapeutic riding is used to help kids learn. It's good for children with balance.
Sorry.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I knew he was going to do that. Oh, he's such a stinker.
Oh, that's so funny.
So this is Slick, and you, as you can see,
Hey, Slick.
The personality definitely.
Hey, Slick. Hey, honey.
He is. Quit being a Slicky. Why don't you go eat grass?
I love it. That was perfect.
So, as you can see, the horses are quite an attraction, and for a child with a special need, it helps to open their mind to learning. And we use the horses for educational programs. The schools bring the kids out here. We have a regular therapeutic riding program that, we're busy 6 days a week.
Gosh. Well, tell us more about Slick. I think you have sponsorships for folks to help raise money. This is very expensive, I'm sure, to run a facility like this. And you're a nonprofit.
We're a nonprofit, a 501c3. The horses, we have 12, and we have 2 miniatures and a donkey. And they all need to be sponsored, and the sponsorship helps us to support the program so that we don't charge the kids. The children are, the fees are paid through other providers, and if we can't get a provider, then we cover the cost. So it's real important to get our horses sponsored so that we can keep going for the kids.
Absolutely. So tell me about Slick. How old is he?
Slick is 24. He was one of my original program horses. I got him when he was 6 months old, and then in 2006, his mother, which was Missy, who was Danielle Collins' little girl, was my first student. It was her horse. He and her and one other horse were my program horses. I had 2 kids and 3 horses, and we now serve over 100 kids, and we have 12 horses.
My goodness.
So,
my goodness.
Yeah.
So how big a horse is Slick?
Slick is about a little over 15 hand.
And what type of horse?
He is a quarter horse. He's a
Not that I know anything about horses.
He's
a quarter horse.
He's a registered quarter horse, which is a breed, and his coloring is what they call a chestnut. He's a red chestnut. He actually is the horse that I have my second student that started with me, Michael Holton Jr., started with me when he was like 12, and he's in his 20s now, and this horse was his horse. Mike started out with horse leaders and sidewalkers helping him ride. He now can ride independently and a walk, trot, and a canter on this horse. He's amazing.
That's beautiful. That's the beauty of what you do out here. Are you
helping
allowed to
people
talk about
gain independence?
What,
yes.
Yeah. Can you talk more about Michael's condition?
Yes, I can. Michael has Down syndrome, and he can't participate in a lot of physical sports. And a cute story actually is way back when he first started with me in 2006, his mom said, Michael got picked on in school because he couldn't play football. And he was a water boy at one of the games, and a kid was making fun of him, and he had been riding with us for about, a few months, and he turned around and looked at the kid and said, well, you can't ride a horse.
Aww.
And it was amazing because it gave him that confidence that, I have something I can do that you can't do. And it was that was really a cute little story, I thought. And
so if there's a family watching right now and they have a child with special needs, how can they get into this program?
They can go to our website. We do have a waiting list. It's getting to be quite popular. We don't advertise because we can't handle all the kids coming in. But I would say to get on the waiting list, because we're fixing to hire another instructor. And when that happens, we're going to take on more students. So we need to go ahead and get them on our list. They have to go to our website and fill out an application, because they do have to have doctor's approval to do this type of program. And it can be any type of disability. It can be autism. These horses are great with kids with autism, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, any type of physical, mental, or emotional. They just have to have a doctor's approval and get on our waiting list. And as soon as we get another instructor in here, we're going to be filling up.
Open it up. Okay. So tell me about the facility here. How many acres do you have?
We have 10 acres. We started out in 2006 with 5 acres. And in 2014, we were able to acquire the 5 acres next door. And so it's quite, 10 acres is a lot of property to take care of. And we're always looking for volunteers to help us take care of it.
Just reading on your website, I was so impressed with how involved the community and volunteers are. I mean, that building over there, didn't you say Gulfstream helped?
Our Ed Center was donated to us by EMD Chemical Company back in 2010. And in 2013, Gulfstream came out through the United Way, and they painted it and helped make it ready for us to use, and they built sidewalks. The sidewalks are very important. We have sidewalks on the whole perimeter, so that if a person is in a wheelchair, they can have as much independence as possible going around this place anywhere they want to go.
So I drove in from Savannah. It was an easy drive, and as I was coming in, I noticed there was a great big huge delivery truck. What were you getting delivered today?
We were getting something we'd long awaited for, and it's a cart, it's a wagon, a horse-drawn wagon, and it's made for wheelchairs. And we're training a horse right now, Gypsy Vanner, that we won in a contest and so we're training her, and we had a donor at our open house when we were showing her off donate the money for this cart, and so eventually we'll be able to teach people to drive horses that they're in a wheelchair, to drive horses from the cart. It'll be very, very exciting.
How long are your classes if a child is interested in taking one and can get into your program? How does that work?
Typically from 30 to 45 minutes. It depends on the child's attention span when they first start. If it's, the instructor has to make that determination. When a child comes into the program, we do an evaluation with the instructor and the parent, and we decide what their goals are going to be. We want to know what the parent's goals are for the child, what the child needs, goals for themselves, and the instructor develops a plan. And it could be maybe only 15 minutes the first few times. If the child, it takes a while for them to acclimate, or it goes up to 45 minutes.
Gosh. So,
and they're weekly. They would sign up for a session, so that would be like a 14-week session. If they have Easter seals or B&B services, if they have a provider, we bill the provider. The family never pays. And like I say, if they don't qualify for a provider, we cover the cost. Nobody goes, we don't not let anybody come. Everybody's invited.
So talk to me about the 75 different volunteers you have out here too. And how can you get involved if you need more volunteers?
Well, 75 is a big number, and but it's not really big enough.
Okay.
We never have enough volunteers.
So who are you looking for?
We're looking for anybody that has a love of children, wants to help children. Maybe they have a passion for horses. Some people come here with just a passion for horses and then fall in love with the kids. It's such a great combination. But they need to be up to 45 minutes during a class, because they're sidewalking with a child. It's great to stay fit. Coming and working out, you wear your Fitbit. And you get two things done at once.
Hey, that's a good sales point.
Yeah. We need volunteers for all types of things. It takes 3 volunteers per child in a lesson. So
how does that work?
So if we have 3 kids in a class, there's a horse leader controlling the horse, and then there's a sidewalker on each side of the child, depending on what the child's need is. They might need 1 sidewalker. They might need none. Okay. It just depends on their progress and how they start out. But that means in a typical class of 3 kids, that's 9 volunteers that we have to have. And getting people on a regular basis is hard, because we have the school program in the mornings while everybody's working. And so we're trying to get corporations and businesses to say, hey, we'll give you a loaned associate, let them come out. When we get the other instructor, we're going to start filling another day in the week. We're going to need more volunteers.
Right.
And if we can get businesses to come on board and with loaned associates and people that they can send from their businesses to volunteer with the schools in the mornings, that'll help. Retired folks, it's a great program for retired folks. If you're looking for something to do, you're retired, and you want to do some walking and staying healthy. It's mildly physical. I wouldn't say it's greatly physical, but it is mildly physical, which is really a good thing. It gets you out of your chair and
it's
gets
so
you going.
beautiful out here, and it was only half hour to get out here. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
And
So in February, you have a big fundraiser coming up. Tell us about it.
it's our second annual gala. It's called Hearts for Healing Gala, and we have found in our growth that we need to do bigger fundraisers to help us to get more awareness, to raise more money to cover more kids.
Right.
And we have the facility and we're ready to go, but we need the funds. So the gala is going to be February the 9th this year. It's going to be a great time at the Tybee Allen Wedding Chapel.
Nice shout out for them.
Yes, absolutely.
It's another community partner.
Right, another community partner,
Yeah.
and we have many people coming together. We're going to be sending out packets for sponsors to try to get some people to help support the event, and so we're hoping for another big year. Our first year was great.
Yeah.
And we want to
Had
build
over
on
100
that.
people come
Yeah,
to it.
we
Yeah.
had 100. We'd like to see 200 this year, if possible. That would max it out this year. But it would be great for us in a lot of ways for people. They'll get a great time. There's dinner and dancing. We're going to have a silent auction. And we had a lot of great stuff last year in our auction. I expect we'll probably have a lot more this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me end with this. What is one story that you're allowed to talk about that has really changed the life of a young person?
Ooh, you want to make me cry now.
I know. I
Oh
wanna hear
my
it.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, there's many, but one that comes to mind is a young man that he had autism, and he was 6 years old when he started with us. He was nonverbal. He could, he could speak but wouldn't speak, kind of thing, and had the ability rather. His mother had never heard him speak, and he had a lot of sensory issues and things, and he started in our program. He had been with us about, maybe 8 months or so. He'd been working a while, and when he first started, he had meltdowns and things because kids with autism can't cope. Well, this was teaching him to cope. Then when we got him on the horse, the motion of the horse helped him calm him down. And over time, he got better and better. He would hum. He would make little, oh my goodness, the horses are whinnying. That's my phone. What a great thing.
That is it.
Okay. And, but over time, he got to the point where he enjoyed the motion of the horse. He would hum or grunt. And then every day we would work on trying to get him to say a word. And it would always be walk on. I'd say, now tell your horse to walk on. We kept it simple. And we did that at every lesson. And then on this one particular day, we're all standing around. I said, okay, now. And he loved the motion of the horse. And when it stopped, he didn't like that. So
Really?
that was
Okay.
incentive.
Yeah.
Okay, if I speak, the horse is going to walk on. So he got it. This one particular day, tell your horse to walk on. And he yelled out, walk on! And that was his first words he had ever
Oh,
spoken.
I got a chill. Oh my gosh.
His mother heard him all the way across the arena. She had never heard her child speak. That to me is worth more than gold.
Gosh.
That was very rewarding. And we have successes every day out here. I invite
I can
people,
see why there's a waiting list.
I invite people to come and watch our classes because it's hard really to explain to you about a child with a disability on a horse. A lot of people don't get it, but when you see what we do, we're trained, we're certified, we're part of a national organization. Safety is our utmost standards. Just invite people to come out and see.
Bonnie, keep up the good work. You are blessing so many people.
Well, thank you.
It's really awesome.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you taking your time to
Oh.
talk to us.
Absolutely. Well, keep up the good work.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye.